Today we're going to talk about some social media stuff. So today this is Activate. Mary, would you like to talk a little bit about how many classes has Activate had like this so far?
This is only our second skills-based class. We had a mindset-based class. And so Thursdays is always about skills. Mondays are always about mindset. And we just want, to keep building on the tools that we have so that we can just get better.
Perfect. Okay, awesome. So today we're talking about social media marketing. It's funny that I taught this class and then I had a video shoot last week, and my videographer and I were having this big conversation about how real estate agents, it's like we need a branding and marketing class. Like you have to be taught how to market yourself well. So much of our business is making sure that other people know that the business sign is open. And if you're not marketing yourself online well, then it's going to look like you have closed doors. When have you ever gone to another city? Like you've gone on vacation, you're in Austin, Texas, and you're like, I kind of hear that this place looks kind of nice. And you're just like, I'll just show up and see what happens. Nobody shows up and see what's happening. They look at it online, they're checking out the menu on Facebook, they're looking at their website, they're looking at, Instagram, do they have funny things on TikTok? There's a food truck called the REO Cheese Wagon, and I follow them. I love them. And they're at like Little Arrow. It's a campground that we go to up in Townsend, and they are amazing. And I love following them on social media because they're funny. The most memorable thing that they have ever done, there was a snake in the hood of the food truck. And so they took this whole video of like the guy grabbing it. And I mean, it has nothing to do with cheese, but I loved every minute of it. So the best companies who are putting themselves out there online are telling people, hey, I'm open for business and I'm ready for more business. How do y'all feel about that? Tell me about like online social presence, what you're seeing online and what you think needs to be done as far as being in real estate goes.
I would say one thing is don't always just do real estate stuff. Do stuff that you're like I went to Beauties and Biz the other night, so that was post. Going to events, just showing people that you're human, getting out there. And I'm still working on doing vocal videos, but yeah, I'm not real comfortable with that, but so that's what I got.
That's awesome. All right, Dwayna, I think you were on tap.
Yeah, I was gonna coattail something similar to that. I had gotten into educational videos, just trying to give a little bit of tip, but as Pam said, I want to venture out and doing more than just that. I want to start videoing myself doing other things, so people can see that I am human, but just making sure my presence is known, just for even the reminder is very needed in real estate.
Dwayna, that was perfect. Thank you so much. You were kind of cutting in and out at the end, but I think the gist of what you said was that you've been doing educational videos, you'd like to do more, you want people to get to know you online, and let them know that you're in real estate. And I think doing some things outside of real estate as well. Brandy says, I like to do videos of unicorns, not consistent. Oh, I understand. Not consistent, yet humor is what I like.
And I have to tell you, I love Brandy's sense of humor, and I'm a big person that funny sells. So I absolutely love her whole unicorn thing. And I do think when she gets more consistent with it, she's going to have a following.
Like actual unicorns, not like this is a video that is a unicorn.
They're like uniform costumes.
I saw that. No, I did,
Yes.
because there were two different unicorns and we were naming them.
Yes.
And Irene called them like Trixie and Chocolate.
Sparkles or something. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, great. Yes. I was thinking videos like unicorn type videos, or I do them. Okay, I understand. Not consistent, yet humor is what you like. Okay, great. Awesome. Hold on one second. I'm taking notes. So I'm going to try and add some of this stuff in as we go.
As far as like doing like humor posts and stuff like that, what's the line? Like, that's what freaks me out. And that's kind of like, 'cause I'm naturally just like a sarcastic, humorous person. And I think that's what kind of keeps me away from posting social media as much as I should, is because like, I want to post the funny stuff, but what line is it that you don't cross?
That is a great question. And I think it depends on who your target audience is. So you are a 1099 employee. You can post, do, say, now there are, of course, aspects of being a part of Keller Williams, the MVVBP, our mission, vision, values, beliefs, and perspectives, that you're going to have to make sure that you're not stepping outside of. So obviously, if there's anything that would be like a fair housing kind of, do you know what I'm saying? Like, you need to remain ethical online as far as the MVVBPs go. If you
Yeah.
want to post something funny, I think you have to think about your audience best. There are some folks that build their entire real estate platforms on that kind of humor. I mean, I'm thinking like, what is it? The lazy agent. Do you know what I'm talking about on Instagram? That like, there's a guy that has built his whole platform on kind of raunchy, vulgar real estate memes. And the man does business. Like, there are people out there that have that kind of same sense of humor, that you're willing to work with. I think you have to decide, what does your client base look like? What do your followers look like? Would you benefit more by posting it than you would by not? Because in the same way, there are people who are looking for that kind of realtor. And if you're not sharing that kind of information or those kinds of funny posts, they're not going to connect with you. So you kind of have to decide that on your own. I know that was not a definitive answer, but staying within the realm of ethical, the MVVBP, and then of course the Realtor Code of Ethics, I think you have to decide what's best for your audience. Try it. Put your toes in the
Yeah.
water. If you
I
think
guess it's
one
just more
thing,
like me being like an old school professionalism mentality is like, I worry about like what you're saying is losing those clients because I am showing my true colors. Even though I've gained multiple clients by, once they meet me in person, they're like, oh my gosh, you're hilarious. Like, I'm glad you have like a down to earth, like
yes,
not super like stickler type vibe. But then it's also like, I don't want to perceive myself as this, humorous person on the internet. And then when they meet me in person, they're like, oh, well, that's how you are in real life too. So it's just kind of like a fine line of like, where do you go with that? And
yes,
still maintain professional, like everybody perceives you still that way.
yes. I think
Can
as
I
long
throw
as you don't
something
make
in
it your
here?
entire personality, you should be good. If you're sprinkling it into your content strategy overall, and I would start small. Like, I mean, you have to kind of know what your scale of edgy is. Are you, what generation are you?
Z, I think, I don't know, 90s? Is that Z or millennial? I'm not a
No,
millennial.
we're millennial. I mean, am I allowed to ask you on a recorded, this is on a recorded line. What year?
I think, I don't know, I think millennial, maybe.
Yeah, so I will say me, I'm 91 and I'm a millennial. And I think millennials go up to like 94-ish, but I'm like I'm a late millennial. So I
Yeah,
have
I'm
some of the,
millennial
like
too, so.
Gen Z things about me. I think that we as millennials, and the closer you get to whoever it is right before us, are a little bit more conscientious of what it is that we're posting and not to try and step on toes. We're very afraid of doing that. But I guarantee you, the second you do it, you're going to end up getting good feedback. Just try it. Pick something kind of tasteful but funny. See how they respond. And then if you get good feedback, start sprinkling it in just a little bit more. But I wouldn't make it your whole personality. Just kind of baby step into some of that humor.
So
And if they
you
don't
say-
like it, then you know to let off the gas. Nobody's going to fault you for one bad post. They're going to
Right.
forget about it the second they scroll to the next one.
So would you say posting it like on my story would be more beneficial, or like an actual post in my feed?
I think that's up to you.
I've tried.
I think it's fine.
I was on Instagram the other day, you'd be so proud of me. And I was looking through some, what are they, reels?
Mhm.
And I had posted one because it was kind of funny, and it was like, it's one of the Jenner girls was on there, and it was like people who, if you choose me as your realtor, and like she was saying like, I'll take care of you, don't worry, like I've got everything handled. And I thought it was funny, so I posted it, but like no feedback came from it. So
Oh, did you post it in your stories? Okay, I wouldn't expect feedback from that through your stories unless somebody just immediately resonates with it and thinks it is so absolutely funny that they can't do anything but talk to you about it. I wouldn't expect a response. Stories, I feel like I will post 4 or 5 different stories and I won't get any like hearts or whatever's on it, but all of a sudden, like I'll be in the grocery store and somebody will see me and they're like, "Hey, I saw your story the other day. That was really funny." You're going to get more reaction if you're looking for likes like that, then I would post it on your wall. And if you're going to do humor like that, it probably needs to be something that you have curated. If you're on Facebook, you can share it. Anything that's on Instagram that's like shared content like that, you should just put it in your stories. But if it's something that you want to put on your feed, it would be something that you have like personally thought of and curated yourself. Have y'all heard this new Sabrina Carpenter song, Please, Please, Please? It's okay if you haven't. It's real extra, whatever the generation behind me is. But it's a trending sound on TikTok and I don't know. I heard it. There's a line in the song that nobody is using right now. And it's about, a long story short, the main character is like a criminal and the other main character is trying to convince him not to embarrass her. Like, stop stealing things. Stop embarrassing me. And what she was saying was that he needs to come inside, that I know you want to go outside, but you should come inside. The ceiling fan is so nice. And I thought it would be really funny to say when a real estate agent is trying to distract a man from the 80 missing acres on this property and saying, "Oh, but the ceiling fan is so nice." And I thought that would be kind of funny. But that would be like, an example of like, hold on a second.
That's a new AI thing.
Oh, I don't like it. I just did it and I was like, what just popped up around my head? Okay.
I was in a
Anyway,
meeting earlier today and somebody did this, or last night. Oh, now it's not going to do it. And it raised my virtual hand. It's not working.
all
Oh,
right. Just
thumbs up's
continue to look
work.
like a usual dork. Anyway, so like that would be it. Like when you're listening to things, like I would kind of think about it from like a real estate humor kind of sense. Like if you're seeing something and you're like, okay, this would make a really funny video or a really funny post, then you can do that. There's meme generators. I know that you're not like a super fan of being on video, but there's meme generators. So you can come up with some different things if you like that way. But I think that if you are going to be sharing content like that, I would do it on your personal Facebook page before I would do it anywhere else. I think you're going to get the most amount of momentum from sharing it on your personal wall rather than on your business platforms. If you're not actively in your stories talking and trying to engage with people, even if you post in your stories something, you're probably not going to get very much response. If you're consistently showing your face and asking for responses, then as you start sharing that stuff down the line, you'll see people reacting to it more often. But you kind of have to play the stories game a little bit in order to get good response there. I hope that was helpful. I like the funny stuff. I think that the funny stuff is definitely really, I did a video the other day of like I was voguing through a house with my videographer and I thought it was going to be really stupid. And it really, honestly, it was totally stupid, but I got more likes, comments, and shares on that than I have gotten on anything in a long time. People love a tip and a trick. Like when they are looking to buy and sell, they're going to your page for tips and tricks. But the 5 to 7 years between buying and selling, it did it again. Between the 5 to 7 years of buying and selling, they're looking for other stuff that'll keep them entertained. And that's where the 80-20 principle goes into play. How many of you have attended the Ignite social media class? Okay, you kind of technically have, Laura. You and I sat down and went through all the pages. Okay, great. That was from 10 minutes ago. Okay, I was like, Brandy has. No, Brandy's telling me something from something different. Okay, so the Ignite social media class, if you have not taken it, you need to take it. Like, pay attention to when Ignite's coming up next. If you're not planning on going to all 20 courses, if you do nothing else, go to the social media class. I didn't say that, don't tell Mary, but you should go to the social media class because it's so good. Keller Williams has really simplified social media in a way it's completely digestible for any agent that's trying to grow on social media. Are you looking to become a social media influencer star? 1 million followers, all of the things? No, that is not what our goal is. Our goal is to show people that we are active, we are in business, and that they need to be calling us because we're the knowledge broker. The Keller Williams 10-5-1 success system. I want to go over that really quick, and then we'll talk about the 80-20 principle with posting. And then we'll move on to some other things because we're almost 30 minutes in and I've got a lot more things to cover. Okay, perfect. So 10-5-1. You've got 10 reactions, 5 comments, and 1 post or DM. So anytime that you're on social media, I would schedule 5 to 10 minutes in the morning. That is all this is going to take. You're probably for the most part doing it. You're just not doing it with intention. You need to react to 10 different people's posts. Heart, like, care emoji, ha ha ha, whatever, one of those. On any social media platform that you want to grow, you need to be doing this strategy. So don't just do it on one and then expect, okay, great, I'm growing on all of them. If you're just doing it on Facebook, you can only expect growth on Facebook. If you're only doing it on Instagram, same thing. You got to do it across the platforms. 5 is 5 comments, meaningful comments, something that somebody's going to want to like or want to respond to. Go girls are great, but you know, I would think a little bit more deeply, like they've shared something important to them, respond important, you know, in a way that is appropriate. Same thing with funny stuff. If you see something funny, if it reminds you of something else, maybe say, haha, that reminds me of XYZ, or you can say, that's so great, I can totally relate. Think like 3 to 5 words minimum on your comments back. The last thing is 1 post per day or 1 direct message per day. Your direct message can count as a contact. Whenever you're trying to like keep up with, all right, I've made my 10 contacts for today, a direct message could count as 1. Super easy to do through stories. All you have to do is watch people's stories, and then when they do something interesting, you can respond to what they're doing. I think that that's a super easy way to get your direct message in. I am a proponent of, while this says 10-5-1, so per day, you either direct message or post. I think you need to be direct messaging once per day. It's super easy, like no brainer. Social media is the easiest way to slide into somebody's inbox. And then you need to be posting at least 3 to 5 times per week. You don't have to post every day, but you should be posting 3 to 5 times per week. You should be direct messaging somebody at least 1 time per day. Your posts. Does anybody have any questions about the 10-5-1? Nope. All right, good. Your posts, 80-20 principle. We love the 80-20 principle. 80% should be personal, 20% should be real estate related. I would count those funny real estate posts as more of a hybrid. It's not your typical, like, I'm selling a house, I'm doing, you know what I'm saying? It's a little bit different. Whenever you're adding humor into it, I think you can do more of those and get away with it than you could consistently posting your own headshot and saying, hey, y'all, use me as your realtor. But your 80% needs to be something that is consistent and that they can connect with. Do not feel like you have to give away the whole kitchen sink. You do not have to tell everybody every detail of your life. I would pick a couple of things that you're willing to share and then write down as many ideas as possible on what you could share on it, and then just start interspersing it throughout your social media calendar. Speaking of your social media calendar, I usually set aside 30 minutes at the beginning of the week on Sundays. I have a time block day that I do. I haven't sent you my time block stuff yet, Mary. I told you I would, and here I am. I would set aside some time on Sundays to do your time block calendar, and I would include your social media calendar on it. If you have like a month planned in advance, great. You just need to revisit it from week to week and make sure that it still makes sense for you. But then you can kind of plan it out. The other day I was feeling really content happy, and I decided to record like 5 or 6 different videos, and I kind of forgot about it. I had recorded them. I went ahead and uploaded them into the different platforms, and I put the captions in, and also all I had to do was press go. And the past 3 days have been so easy because I literally have woken up and opened it up and just pressed go, and then it's been done, which has been phenomenal. So I highly suggest going ahead and thinking about what you want at the beginning of the week and then planning out your time throughout the week to post it. All right, moving on. We're going to talk about open house strategies. So this has been like a big push that I've been making as far as new agents go specifically, or people who feel like they are not growing on social media, but they don't know what to post, especially when it comes to real estate related content. If you're not aware that KW 530 exists, then you should be aware of it today, right now. The website, kw530.com, is our like agent hub. There's a marketing drive in there, and there are tons of things that you can post on your social media in that file. They are Canva done. There are tips and tricks about home ownership, all of the things, but all of them are Canva files. I have a scale of good, better, best whenever it comes to social media. If you're not posting at all, you're in the negative category. There's no ranking there. So bad. Good is Canva. If you do nothing else, post something from those Canva posts. I'm proud of you. Go team. You did it. If after a while you've grown and you feel like you've reached that ceiling of achievement and you can't grow anymore on social media, think a little bit harder about the Canva posts and go into regular pictures of what you're doing. Candid photography. You're out on the scene. Hey, I've got 3 buyer tips today. It has to do with air filters. Here's a nice picture of you and an air filter. And then you're explaining what to do with air filters. Or maybe even not you and your air filter. Whatever it is, a picture that you have taken is better. Best is always video, every single time. Video, 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 video. People want to see your face. They watch it. If you look at all of the different things that you have put together online, if you put video next to photos, video outperforms every single time. And it's not because the algorithm is pushing video because they want the video to be pushed. They are pushing video because people are watching videos. The algorithm responds to what people are reacting to, and people are reacting to videos. Oh, what was I going to say about that? The good, better, best. Oh, yes. If you are lacking inspiration. So prior to ChatGPT, this was my cheat code. You have that great file in KW 530. You can look at those things and you can use those as your jumping block for the ideas. I really want to do a video. I'm not afraid of video. I just don't know what to say. Well, over here, we have 3 tips for pool maintenance this summer. Find yourself a pool, stand in front of it, and you've got the 3 tips right there. So you know exactly what to do. Just read off the page and see how it goes. When you're shooting video, you need to wipe the front screen off. If you are going to shoot a video of yourself, anytime you're doing a selfie, take your shirt or whatever it is that you're wearing and wipe off the front screen. You have makeup on it. 100% of the time, you've got makeup on it, or oils or whatever from talking on your phone. It will like blow out the video. So it'll look like you have like a halo around you, or it'll look kind of, you know what I mean? It looks like you're looking through a haze of foundation. So you need to make sure that you're wiping that off. Same thing. Oh, Evan's entering. Speaking of somebody who needs to wipe the foundation off before they shoot a video. Okay, here he is. All right, wipe off your cameras before you shoot your videos. If you have an older version of a phone, we aren't supposed to look angelic. I mean, Brandy, you do that without a halo effect. Like you got it. It's the unicorn. If you've got an older phone, try and shoot from this side, not from the front facing. Again, good, better, best. Just shoot the video, but better would be shooting it from this side. But I think that's it as far, and good lighting. You need good lighting. So wipe your phones off. Make sure, try and use the front facing camera or the back facing camera. And then you need really good lighting. Natural light. Like I'm sitting right now in front of a window and like my whole face is I'm like to the side. If I were turned this way, you would get to see my really nice background. But this way, while it's okay, I'm really blown out from the back. Right? Like you can't really tell what I look like. You can. It's just the coloring's not the same as opposed to whenever you're facing really natural light. So be sure that you're thinking about that too. If you're outside and it's like noon, 1 o'clock, find a shade tree and do it there. And then I would always keep a tripod on you at all times. There's some really great ones on Amazon. I can send you a link. It is an affiliate link, so I would get paid, but they're pretty fantastic. The tripod that I have has like the ability to fit an entire iPad. So if I had a camera crew that was with me, or if I was shooting a listing and I needed a caption screen behind me, then I could have the captions rolling while I was shooting the video. All right. Those are my video tips. We're moving on to open houses, like I said I was going to 5 minutes ago. Open houses, new agents who are getting into the business when they do not have a lot of stuff to be able to share online. When you're trying to figure out, like, I need a house to share, I don't have any houses, what do I do? You sign up for an open house because that is immediate rights from the listing agent to market their property. So market the property. That is your job. You want to get as many eyes on that property as humanly possible. If you go to the KW 530 drive, there is a market my listing link that you can submit this listing to, and they will create your open house documents for you. Any kind of PDF flyer, any kind of social media still graphic. Remember that good, better, best? Like good is Canva. Don't think too hard about Canva. People scroll past Canva all the time now. 5 years ago, a little bit of a different story. Today, everybody's doing it. Don't think too hard about it. Don't spend 3 hours trying to put together your open house flyer. Let the market center do it for you, because it's probably not going to look that different from what you would have created yourself. Go ahead and get that information so that you can promote the open house in advance. I would get on a video and say, hey, I'm going to be hosting an open house on 123 Banana Street on Friday. It's listed at this with this many bedrooms. I can't wait to see the master bathroom tub or the primary bathroom tub. It's a huge soaker tub. I'm pretty sure it has jets. Check it out whenever I get there on Sunday and give them something to come back to. The videos are great. Going to the open house. Live streaming tours are an option. How many of you have had bad cell service in the middle of a live streamed open house? Okay, I totally have. How many of you have had Charlie Gonzalez call you personally in the middle of a live stream and say, your audio's terrible and it's cutting out? Me. Mary hasn't, but she will.
It wasn't Charlie, but I have had people call and say, you're muffled, or I can't hear you, or
This isn't
you're
working.
cutting out.
Yes, a lot better if you're going to do a walkthrough open house, take the videos, piece them together in something like a video editing program, iMovie if you have it on your computer. InShot is a great app for you to use if you want to do it. You can also do it within the Instagram app, the TikTok apps. They all have their own little versions of video editors. Pop those things together and shoot that video out. Make it a live open house or a live virtual open house. While you are there, I would try and shoot 2 or 3 videos minimum. Like get a walkthrough tour. This is your virtual open house. I always try and do my 3 favorite things about this house is 1, 2, 3. I would pick one thing, like one feature of a house that is just so good. And I would like really talk about it. I'm standing outside of 123 Banana Street. This exterior is amazing. I love all of the room for the playing. Please look at this garage. How cool is this? And have at least 3 videos that you can take from it. Don't post them all same day. Post them throughout the week as a follow-up to the open house. So the idea here, I think most people's feedback right now about open houses is that there's not a lot of people who are actually walking through the door. Use it like it is your business hours. You are spending 2 hours on Sunday working on your business. You're inside of a house that you have free reins to market because the listing agent gave you the opportunity to do it, and use it to its fullest potential. If you do not post one video about that open house, not one person is going to have met you and walked through that house. If you do videos, then not one person has walked into the house physically to see you and walk at the house, but you have the potential of having hundreds of eyes on you inside of this home, marketing it and yourself. At the end of the day, these videos are marketing who? Yourself. Yes. Any of the videos that I've done for my listings, while I love my listing videos, and of course the intent is for me to sell those houses for my clients, most people are not going to watch that video, and then that video is going to be the deciding factor on whether or not they purchase the home. The video is the deciding factor on whether or not they're going to use me as their agent. And that's the most important part of it. Whenever I do those listing videos, I don't count those in my marketing dollars for the listing. I count it in my marketing dollars for my business as a whole. The picture, sure, I'll count it as my listing marketing, but the video itself is Rachel Farrell, realtor, marketing Rachel Farrell, realtor, to try and get more leads to sell more houses. Same thing with these open house strategy videos. even though they're not professionally done, people don't care. They like the candid stuff. Have both. But if you are not doing open houses, and if you don't have a social media strategy behind the open houses, then you're missing tons of opportunity. Just do them once a month and see what happens. Ideally, you'd be doing it twice a month. Does anybody have any questions about that? Any thoughts? Okay, good. We can move on now. All right, maximizing your social media content usage. So repurposing the content, going back to what I talked about with the open house strategies. Yes, you're getting tons of content while you're at that open house. When you leave, you've got 5 to 7 days of content to be able to share online. Videos of yourself, you've got 3 videos, fantastic. You have 5 or 6 pictures of lifestyle things throughout the house. What do you think about this kitchen sink? What do you think about this damask wallpaper that was put in 1936? What? I don't know what I did to trigger that. I'm gonna have to replay. I'm sorry, baby. I'm a firework. That's what that was.
Just your personality. What can we say?
I'm trying it again. No, nothing. Okay. I'm gonna have to look up like what the gestures are that are making that. Okay, anyway, so you've got lots of things that you've got 5 or 6 pictures that you can post in your stories. What do you think about this 1996 original oven with the, you know, supply oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I'm like so distracted by the fireworks. With the original brochure. So you're using something and you're repurposing the content. So don't just think about that with open houses. Think about that with everything that you're doing. If you are paying $750 to get listing pictures done, you need to use those listing pictures in other places, your buyer guides, your seller guides, online as the background of something that is, you know, giving a different kind of information. Anything that you are doing throughout your year, if you have hundreds of pictures of houses, it needs to be used in addition to the MLS listing. Just because you have a picture of a beautiful primary bathroom that's supposed to sell this house doesn't mean that you can't use it later on as the main picture for, you know, 3 tips to renovate your bathroom. And on top of that, it's not stock imagery. Like that is an actual bathroom. No other agent in town is going to have that picture of that bathroom because you won that bathroom being the seller's agent. So plan on using those things. If you ever feel like if you're sick and you're like, I don't know what to do this week, my plan was not, it's just not what I thought it was going to be. Use that as backup. Think about what you already have and then try and repurpose that content. Same thing with multiple posts and videos. So for example, I have the podcast and I'll have people come onto my podcast. I will have real estate agents, homeschool people, camping, whatever. I mean, I talk about everything on the podcast. But what I used to do was record the podcast, post that I recorded a podcast, and then hope that everybody listened to it. Now, what I've been trying to do this year since getting intentional about it is I need to make sure that I'm taking a picture while I'm shooting the podcast. I need to make sure that I have video happening every single time I podcast, because before it was just audio. Whenever I have the video going, the video goes on YouTube, which has its own unique audience, but I've only shot it once. So it goes on YouTube. And then I do have a guy that does this for me, but he clips out 30 to 45-second clips of this content. What else could I do to make that better? I could get a caption generation system. I can put it through like rev.com, and the entire audio should be written down and on my blog so that I'm getting good content from that. I'm taking little pieces of what it is that I've already talked about and I'm using it across social media platforms, however those social media platforms like to communicate. So you have one idea. This is when you start growing on social media and you're like, I have the bandwidth to go outside of one single Canva post. I have one idea. The idea is I'm changing out my air filters. On Facebook, I know that pictures and captions do best. So what am I going to do? I'm going to post the pictures of the air filter, and I've got all of my thoughts written down in that caption. On TikTok, I know that video does best. So I'm going to shoot a video with those same words that I put on my Facebook page. I'm not going to overthink it. I'm just going to use the same words and share with everybody. Here are the top 3 reasons why you need to change your air filters out. Same thing on Instagram. You know, if you put it on TikTok, you can put it on Instagram. Like those two are interchangeable. If it is a video on TikTok, put the video on Instagram, put the video on YouTube Shorts. There is no reason why you should not shoot a video that is less than 60 seconds long and it not go on multiple platforms. All of them support short form video. All of them have huge growth from short form video. If you are shooting a video under 60 seconds, it needs to be on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. I know that sounds overwhelming, but hopefully what's easy about it is that you only shot it once, and now all you have to do is syndicate it across those platforms. You can do it on something like later.com. It's a social media scheduling tool, and it will post on all of those things. It actually posts on Pinterest for me. I don't ever get on Pinterest, but every blog post or every podcast that I do, I'll upload the picture to go on Instagram. That picture you see of the nice lady holding the book and Rachel's latest podcast, it's floating around on Pinterest somewhere. Maybe I'll get 1 million views from the Kansas City Chiefs because of it, but I don't know. All right. Any thoughts on maximizing the use of content? Oh, I have one more thing I want to say about that. Sorry, Mary, did you have something? I saw you open your mouth as I gasped.
I was just gonna say, if I didn't learn anything else today, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna pull all my old photos from my old listings and I am going to use them. I don't know why I never thought of that.
That's funny. I love that you got that. You need to come to my office right now. That's one. What kind of fireworks emoji? We got a dynamite emoji. Sit down and finish. If you want ice cream, you need to sit. Do you want ice cream after this? Sit. I'm sorry.
If I sit, will I get ice cream after this?
No. I'm just kidding. I'll
So
send you
don't
discount.
forget what
I'll
you
send
were
you.
gonna say.
No,
What were you gonna-
I totally did. What were we saying? So you said the thing about that. I said consistency, content. Oh,
said, "Oh my
nobody
gosh, I wanna
remembers
say
what you
that."
posted. Nobody remembers what you posted. If you posted something last quarter about your air filters, I guarantee you nobody's going to have remembered that you posted about your air filters. Y'all will, because I talked about it ad nauseum during this class. But if you go back in time, look and see what things did well, and then repurpose it. I shot a video about my air filters. It really popped off. I had 60 people watch it. So what am I going to do now? I'm going to record another video about me talking about my air filters, just in a little bit of a different way. You're probably going to get similar, if not more, response. What I have noticed on TikTok right now is that people are taking the things that went viral for them like 4 or 5 years ago, and they're sharing it again today. And so then they go viral again because it's hilarious and everybody loves it. But nobody remembers. Like, people will even put in the comments, if they do remember it, oh my gosh, I remember when this video was originally posted in 2021. And then they're still liking and commenting on it. So nobody knows what you've been sharing. Reuse your content. Don't think too hard about what you're sharing. All right. Is that good? Everybody good about that? Perfect. Okay, I have 3 more tips if y'all are okay with it. Do you want more or do you want to stop? Are you overwhelmed? More things. Okay, go team. So we've already talked about content marketing and repurposing. I sort of accidentally, oh, I love that, all capital letters. I wish that it would emoji down there, like all over the screen. More. Content marketing. Some strategies for that. If you're not utilizing a blog post, I would. If you are typing out like 6 oh, I love your celebrations. If you're typing out like 6 paragraphs on a caption on Facebook for something, you need to put it on a blog post. Okay, SEO. This is what I'm gonna talk about for a quick second. I don't typically talk about SEO during my social media classes because what I really want is for people just to share something, like share something somewhere you're gonna be doing well. SEO, search engine optimization. When you search something on Google, you have something, you got little web crawlers, and what they are trying to do is search the internet to answer your question. If you are consistently posting in places that those web crawlers go to, then you should be showing up in those searches. For instance, should I change my air filters out? If Rachel Farrell is talking about air filters, here's 3 tips for air filters in Tullahoma, Tennessee. If the person is in Tullahoma, hopefully that's popping up in their Google search. Rachel Farrell talked about air filters one time. Here's 3 great tips for you from Google. Things that are not searchable right now, unless maybe something has changed, and Evan will correct me, would be like TikTok videos. They're not searchable. Instagram captions, not searchable. Facebook, not searchable, not yet. They will. But right now they're not. The places that they are searchable would be like on a blog post. Through KW on your website, there is a blog option. So if you're taking a picture and you're posting it on Instagram and you already have a caption that's like 4 or 5 sentences, go slap it on a blog post, 4 or 5 sentences, copy paste, publish, and then let it go. We can deep dive this later if we need to. You just let me know. So blog posts, that's a really great way to do it. Back in like the early 2000s, blogging was like the big deal. I mean, like I think I had a whole class in college over how to open a WordPress or something. I don't know. And now it feels like everything's trending more towards these social media platforms, like, you know, obviously TikTok, Instagram, the Meta platforms. What we're missing now is going back to those searchable sites, like your blogs on your websites. Another platform that is searchable is YouTube. YouTube is a search engine. It is the #1 search engine across the world. Everybody gets on YouTube. You want to change a tire? YouTube. You want to cook a turkey? YouTube. You want to tell your kids to stop talking in the background 15 times? Pretty sure YouTube's going to keep them quiet and tell you how to keep them quiet. It's a whole thing. YouTube is where you need to go. I have been desperate to be on YouTube for like the past 3 years. And this year is the first year I've finally done it. I went to go upload all of my listing videos, or I went to go check and see which ones I had. I had like 15 listing videos that I've been missing that weren't on YouTube that I had shot, like high quality. I paid $350, $400 for these videos. Why are they not on the #1 video platform in the world? So anyway, I say that to say YouTube is searchable. So if you're putting stuff on YouTube, it should be generating end results on Google. Video tours and tutorials, obviously those always go really well. Market updates, client testimonials, behind the scenes content. People love behind the scenes. They love a closing basket if you decide that you want to put together a closing basket for your people. People love the horror stories. Like if you want to make a story time video, do it. They love horror stories. Email marketing. I want to talk about email marketing and then I want to talk a little bit more about SEO. So we've got 2 more things and then we're done. Email marketing is a really important tool too. How many of you have ever gotten on Instagram and it was not working? You're like trying to refresh the scroll and you're seeing stuff from like 3 days ago and you're panicking because how am I supposed to get my dopamine hit of fresh new content if Instagram is down? Instagram can fail, Facebook can fail, all of those platforms can fail. And if for some reason on Facebook, they decide to flag you and shut down your account and you've grown 1,500 followers, where are those 15? How are you going to get those 1,500 followers back? You can't. Like you would have to rebuild organically if you do not have any other information on them. Your email marketing system is like ground zero for contacting anybody that you know directly. If you do not have a good email marketing strategy, then you're missing out. She says to herself, because she does not have one. I do monthly newsletters. So my entire, group gets a monthly newsletter. Most of them are on a neighborhood nurture. Both of those things count. You know where to find neighborhood nurtures in Command, right? If you don't, find a tutorial from Marty Miller. He's got one on his 66-day challenge for neighborhood nurtures. But neighborhood nurtures are really important. If my blog or my podcast, like I really need to send those out. The second my blog podcast hits, I need to be telling people, hey, guess what? This week on the podcast, I have 3-time teacher of the year, Miss Felicia Jackson, and she's going to tell you all about retirement and what's wrong with the school system. And I need to start sharing that stuff out like that. So your email list is probably what is going to make you the most money if you're utilizing it the right way. Any questions about email? You've got a great system in Command. If you're just looking for simple email, send it out through Command. If you want to go complicated, then you're going to have to take classes and tutorials on it, and nobody has time for that. What you do have time for is to develop some different strategies with the tools that you have. So rather than thinking really big and trying to match that big thought to what we have, I would go ahead and just take a look at what we have and then try and figure out how you can utilize it best until you have the capital to be able to do this over here. Awesome. Okay, next, and I'm really excited about this, and then this is it. So it's a little bit more about some strategies with SEO. And look, I even have it asterisked in highlighter, but it's been asterisked. Google My Business. How many of you are consistently posting on Google My Business? Just me. Okay, look, Brandy Lee is. I love it. Google My Business is huge. If you want to come up in a search engine, if somebody's driving down the street and they say, hey device, navigate me to Keller Williams, navigate me to somewhere, call Keller Williams. You want your name to pop up. You do not want the office's name to pop up. You want to rank higher than the office. I think I want to. If somebody's going to click the call button, I want it to be on my profile where it's calling my cell phone number. And if I accidentally get a call from Fayetteville Utility Department for another agent's deal, then so be it. I like deliver me to, then so be it. It just means that what I'm doing is working. I'm getting the phone calls on my cell phone because the Google input, the things that I'm doing online are such that it's giving me good output. So some ways that you can do that. If you are posting on Instagram, you probably are posting pictures, right? And you have captions that go along with those pictures. You need to be putting those pictures on Google My Business. Go sit down. You need to be putting those pictures on Google My Business. You have the ability. I actually had that happen Monday. Nice, Laura. And you've only been here in like what, 3 weeks? I don't know. That could say something about our Google juice. We really are trying to work on it. We're still a new business. If you go into your, onto your maps, if you own your business on Google My Business, then you should be able to access your Google My Business through Google Maps on your iPhone. And I realize I'm looking at Apple Maps right now, but Google Maps, you should be able to. I have a little icon on my home screen. Here, I'll show you the icon. Right here. I went to the website and I shared it. I'm trying to do this and look at it. I shared it as okay, and then it says add to home screen right there. That creates a little applet on your home screen. So I clicked add to home screen, Rachel Farrell, Realtor, Google search. I should put that as Google My Business. Add, it's so hard to do it upside down. And then there it is right there. And so now all I have to do is click it and I'm straight into the Google My Business page. Whenever I am thinking about posting on Google My Business, I will go to right here, add update. So this is it right here, add update. You're going to have taken a picture in front of a property. You're in Winchester, Tennessee, and you've got a duplex behind you. You've taken a picture in front of the duplex of you, and then you're posting here an update, add an update. Picture of Rachel in front of the duplex, add a description. I'm in Winchester, Tennessee, looking at a duplex that is for sale. Those are keywords. Winchester's the location. Duplex is the type of property that people are looking for. Dear Jesus. For sale is I'm going to have to put together a blooper reel of that at the end of this. For sale is another of those options that people are looking for. So when somebody is Googling duplexes for sale in Winchester, Tennessee, I want to pop up. That is giving me the ability to pop up because I have I have positioned myself as the expert there. If you do that 2 or 3 times per week, you will rank on Google My Business because nobody is doing it. This feels so dramatic. I'm so impassioned about Google My Business. Another thing to do, going back to Mary's aha about those pictures, if you are not consistently adding photos to Google My Business wants to show photos to people. Like they want people to see Rachel Farrell has pictures and her pictures are this. Every single listing picture that I have goes in Google My Business, all of them. I just click photos, I upload all of them onto it. It doesn't really matter timing, like where with Instagram, with TikTok, you know, if you post something on TikTok, you kind of want to give it a little bit of a priming period before you share something else. This, just upload them all. It doesn't matter. Nobody's going into it consistently like they do on Instagram or Facebook. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not the same kind of social media platform. What you're doing is creating SEO, you're creating buzz around your business so that Google will put your business in front of people. As long as you are posting those like geotagged pictures, again, you were in Winchester, the picture itself in its metadata says that you were in Winchester, Tennessee. So you're uploading that picture, you're using keywords in the description, you should be seeing really good results. Google will tell you how good your profile is. It'll say you're like 25% complete, whatever. And it'll also give you updates per month on the kind of like business generation that you're getting from it. You can ask yourself questions. Oh, look at that. I did, and they finally generated, and I just haven't answered them yet. So a long time ago, I asked myself, again, I don't think anybody sees who asks the questions. I asked myself the questions so that I could answer the questions. So that when people are looking me up, they're seeing commonly asked questions and the answers that I've given. Does that make sense? It's kind of like going in and liking your own posts, but they don't know it. What area do you primarily serve? I responded to this random person that asked me a question. I cover Bedford County, Shelbyville, Coffee County, Tullahoma, Manchester, Franklin County, Estill Springs, Deckard, and there's a little bit more to it. So I now have location information about where I serve here. My other questions that I've asked, what's your expertise and service area? Obviously, I answered the service area a little bit, but I'll add expertise here. Buyer's agent, seller's agent, investors. Again, keywords that you're looking for. I am a real estate agent that helps investors, buyers, and sellers acquire their next property, sell their home. How do you ensure a smooth real estate transaction? As a realtor, a cornerstone of my business is clear and consistent communication. I am available via text message, phone call, or email, all of the different things. You could put that there. But again, using really good, rich keywords in there. What sets you apart from other realtors? It gives you another opportunity to answer. So ask yourself the questions on Google My Business, let them populate. I have no idea how long that took. I know that I put it up and it was like the same day it wasn't generating. It took a day. But now I need to go in and answer the questions. Asking for reviews is another thing that you need to do every single time that you close on a house. Ask for a review. Do not have them review you on Facebook. They need to review you on Google. It is generating from Facebook to Google now. But again, it's like RealTracs and Zillow. When we tell people, stop searching on Zillow, go to RealTracs, it's ground zero. Google is where all of it's populating. If Facebook goes down, then your reviews are down on Facebook. Then all of a sudden 15 reviews that you had on Facebook that was showing up on Google are no longer there anymore. You want it on Google. I think that's about it there. Targeted advertising, I think, is really helpful too. So if you want to go into Command to look to see where people are moving from to get here, then whenever you are doing target ads for your listings, like for instance, Tampa seems to be a place that I see pretty consistently on there. Like people from Florida are moving to Middle Tennessee. Which parts of Florida are we getting the most referral business from? Tampa. Whenever I go and I have a listing, I'll put $25 behind an ad in Tampa, Florida. Is it so that I can sell that particular house? A little bit. Is it so that I can capture an audience of people who are looking to move to Tennessee and need a realtor there? Absolutely, yes. That's a good way to do that with the target advertising. And then I think I've reached the end. I think compelling ad copy, good visuals. You cannot go wrong with fantastic pictures that you have personally taken and really great video. And then all of your captions need to have super rich SEO things. Use it cross platforms, and I think you're going to see really good success. In summary, I love social media. Does anybody have any questions? I want ahas from everybody. So what's your big aha from class?
I like that you said putting the Google app on your phone, because I do forget to go out and update my Google.
Yeah.
And so I have to download that, because then it'll be a lot easier when it comes to mind. I can just do it.
Yes. If you are coming into the office 3 days per week, I would take a picture of you in your office, or you out front, or you doing something. I'm telling you my strategy. I've been doing this for like the past 3 weeks. But because it's geotagged, post it while you're here so that it's obviously like right here, 707 Kings Lane, Pam Carver, over and over again. Do it 2 or 3 times per week, and Google is going to start saying, this is Pam Carver's spot. Ooh, she left, so maybe she won't. It'll just still be Rachel Farrell's. I'm just kidding. Okay. Dwayna asked a question about hashtags. Yes and no. It depends. Hashtags are a nice way to help people follow things. For instance, I follow Tullahoma 10 Chamber. It's a hashtag on Instagram. Anytime somebody posts Tullahoma 10 Chamber, TN Chamber, I can see it in my feed because I'm following that idea on Instagram. I would find people who are doing that. I would find people who are following those kinds of specific hashtags, or know what the hot specific hashtags are in an area that people are following, and use those. If you are going to hashtag, do not use 400. Like, I think it gives you a limit of like 20 or 25 hashtags. Think local, Tullahoma, Tennessee, Murfreesboro, Tennessee. And then start really narrowing in. You really have to be pretty broad in order to capture some people, but then you also want to get pretty specific as well. I don't think that hashtag strategies are as important as they were 5 years ago, but they are still very helpful. If you're doing something on TikTok, I mean, I would just do 2 or 3. I wouldn't, like I said, do 10. And you need to put it in the original post. There used to be this idea that you would post it, and then in the first comment, you would post the hashtags. You're going to get the best bang for your buck with a hashtag just straight in the comments. If you are posting on your personal Facebook page, like it is your personal feed, do not put a hashtag. It's not going to do anything for you. If you want it to be silly, like, I don't know, hashtag homeschool for life, or hashtag, I don't know, I'm trying to think of funny things, but I have nothing hitting my brain. Something ironic or funny, then you can go for it just for like the sake of the humor in the post. But on your Facebook personal feed itself, your hashtags are doing nothing for you. The only places that they're going to benefit you would be on TikTok, Instagram, and sometimes I think it would be on YouTube, like with the YouTube shorts. But think hyper local. You've got to put your location for sure. And then I would narrow in on like a really general wide topic, real estate, and then homeowner hacks or something, specific. HVAC hacks, what to do when you're moving. You'll see some of the things generating. There are some hashtag generators as well that can help you kind of narrow in on hashtags. Anybody else? Oh, we're going around the room. So we had ahas. Pam gave us hers.
Mine was the humor post
Humor.
that
Good.
just kind of be more open, step on toes and see what happens.
Love it. I can't wait to see it. You should at least tag me in the comments if for some reason I have not responded within like 15 minutes. You just like tag me. I'll be like, this is so good. I'll be happy to help. Pump the juice. Needing to post 3 to 5 times weekly. Yes, absolutely. People forget. I mean, they used to say that like for somebody to remember you, they need to meet you 7 to 9 times. I really think it's like 15 to 18 now. They're just, people are inundated with information all the time. There's no scientific evidence behind 15 to 18. I would have to research, but I know it's more than what it used to be. And it feels like a lot to you, but it's because you have like a magnifying glass on what you're doing all the time. If you are not posting that often, like people are going to forget. Oh yeah, iMovie's it's on all your devices. It's on your, it should be on all of your Apple devices. All right, my friends, we are 10 minutes over. We started 10 minutes late. We are 10 minutes over. Any more questions, you can definitely reach out to me. I'm happy to answer them. You can shoot me a text. If you want to do more at a later date, we can. I love talking about this stuff. Okay, bye.